Thank you. Yes, okay. We lost the live access. No, it works. So I present myself. I'm Stéphanie Egormont. For this part, I will talk in English. Sorry. But I think that Valerie... No, okay. I will present you the evaluation of the laboratory. So the laboratory happened during the month in March. We received 20 students. It was really international weeks for us. It was really interesting because we received people from different countries. From Ireland, Finland, Holland, the USA, Venezuela, and Belgium. So you see that it was really amazing to receive all these kind of people. The students come from staff or data center. So we receive people from Facebook, Amazon, and Google, but also people from subcontractor of a data center, and people who doesn't work in this domain, but who they want to continue their career in this domain. So we evaluate this training. We send them an online anonymous Google form, and I don't say it. Sorry. It's a good. So on 20 students, we receive 14 answers. The first question was the reason for taking part in this training. And you see here the results. The main reason is to improve their skills and their knowledge, but also to be part in their personal development plan. So they want to continue to work in the domain of the data center. So I will show you the result of the three main labs. So first of all, the students receive 2.5 days of control lab. You could visit this lab this afternoon. And we create a really specific troubleshooting labs. It was really dedicated to the troubleshooting and the maintenance for the data center environment. And so I want really to thank Maxime and Stefano, because I know that it asks a lot of works to create this kind of thing. So we ask to the students different questions about the content, about the structure, about the schedule, etc. I summarize the answer in this slide. So you could see we ask them if the content was organized and easy to follow, if this training experience will be useful in their work, and if the trainer was well prepared. You could see that the answer seems to be great. And in fact, it's the number of answers that you can see. We ask also the question, what did you like most about this training? I take only some of the answer. The main answer is the occasion to take in hand the setup, to use the setup, to train the setup, an industrial setup. Also, the lab apparently has a logic evaluation for really specific data center domain. They are happy about that. What aspect of the training could be improved was the second question. In fact, it's funny because they ask, and you could see that was not only for this lab, it was also for the other. They found that the lab is too short. They want to continue to practice. They want to have more time to do the labs. It's funny because for us, arrive here and stay here in Belgium for 1 week could be difficult for them because they have to be in holidays for their work. So apparently they want to have the occasion to practice. We have also detected that the adequacy between the theory and the labs must be improved. And so we had the occasion to discuss with IT Sligo to continue to collaborate and to continue to improve this adequacy. So the second part of the week was dedicated to the thermic process. So in this part, they practice on the heat exchanger and frigorific cycle for 1 day. And for this, you could also see that the quality seems good. They also arrived to the conclusion that they like to take in hand, to practice, to have the occasion to use this kind of thing, because they haven't this occasion during their work. But they have also need more time and more adequacy about the theory and the practice. The last part was dedicated to the water treatment. So this lab lasts half a day. And during this part, they discover the chemistry engineer about water treatment characteristics. So here, exactly the same results. They seems happy about this training. Here we have an interesting conclusion that they are also interested by the biological test on the water treatment. So they want more labs about this stuff. You see, maybe complete for a whole day. So in fact, it's the same. They want longer labs. So we have to analyze these results and to improve ourselves. So thank you for your attention. And if you have any question. So the question is about the length of the labs. In fact, we think about 2 weeks, 1 week in the first semester and 1 week in the second one. So we'll see. Any other question? Sorry. Yeah. I don't know how to summarize for the live streamer. It's a proposition about the structure of the lab. I think there is 2 solutions. The first solution is to do more online, I think, to practice more online with remote control. And the other, yes, is to think to other solution, yeah, to other structure in the lab. In fact, it's funny because you have to also consider the Belgian beer degustation. Yeah, it's important. The last Friday, you have to place there something more not too complicate, because the students have tried Belgian beer. But I'm joking. In fact, they ask to work during the evening. When the students were in March, we had to refuse, because our labs are used by other training, but it was one of the solutions. No, no. So I repeat the question. The question was, do they have quality process? Do they have labs on quality process? The answer is no, because for this for training, IT Sligo was the boss. Yeah. So it was not the question. For us, we could. I think it's a good point. It's a really good point. The question was about the presence of the students in data center for internship. I think perhaps Olivier could confirm what I said. The main problem is the confidentiality to access to the data center domain. It was not so easy to access to this kind of structure.
Yeah, this is a valid point for Google data centers. If you open to the proposal, just let them know, because yeah, in terms of confidentiality, in terms of security, we have open position for interns, but not for those volume to be treated, to be handled, to be hosted. Exactly.
Internship. I take I take your address at the end. Yeah.
It's great to see the program. My French is not zero, but I understood a bit of what was going on there. Just a few comments. I think one, it was the first run of the program, so there was a lot of learning. The lecturers who were teaching the online were present for the labs, so in terms of that interconnection between theory and lab, we will take all that on board, and I think you'd see some changes second time out, and continuous improvement. I mean, that will continue there. In terms of the internship and that, I suppose we'll keep in mind all of these are employees. They're not students, you know, that in the truest sense of the word, they're not full-time students. So they're working for other companies. In a lot of cases, they do need to take maybe a week's holidays to actually come to do the labs. So we're constantly looking at what is the best value you get for that time. And maybe we can do more online, maybe there's more simulation, maybe there's more virtualization, technology is emerging. But what point is important to have the hands-on aspect of it. So the internship, to be a placement into a data center, I think that would be tricky with the whole employment aspect of it. So, but a lot of them are working for data centers, but a lot of them are not. A lot of them are service or contractor suppliers or whatever to it. But we're delighted to be here. We're delighted the partnership with obviously Google in Ireland is a kind of a big partner with us as well. But we're very happy to collaborate, and it's the beer in Belgium is pretty good, even if I am a Guinness drinker. But anyway, we'll David, you want to? Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you. Other question? No? So I let.
Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. So this is just a short presentation about the course of mathematics. So we are a team, of course. So myself, I'm Cristobal. Then you have Jean-Baptiste and Émilie. But of course, the philosophy of the course is to check with every teacher if it's okay about mathematics. Okay, we'd like to know if the tools that we will see are really used and applied to things that they will do in other courses. Okay, so I won't talk about the contents, but rather about the structure, the philosophy of the course of mathematics. And for the presentation, I will just focus on some of these blocks in the flow chart. So, for example, it's very important for us to have a welcome part, something that is attractive to show that mathematics is important, is applied to real things that they will observe, and to have, for example, a video or several videos to show why they should study mathematics. Okay. So that's a big deal, of course. And then, for example, if I have to see about the chapter of statistics, then they can watch that video. If I so we will talk about statistics. Then they will explain what is a sample, why it is important, then what are the different concepts that we have to know, etc., etc. Okay. Then after that motivating part, it's important to have quickly an overview. I mean the chapters, the sections, the subsections, and so on, so that you can easily navigate to every point you want. We have different profiles, so we need to propose to go directly maybe to chapter 2, 3, maybe the chapter 1 is already known, so don't need to go directly in the details of chapter 1. Then you can simply navigate where you like. When you look here, you can see that you have, of course, the title of the chapter, so statistics. Then you have the possibility to go to a glossary to know the vocabulary that you need to know the definition, to go to the chapter where that word is used. You have also, here you can see the logo of GeoGebra, which is a software very useful, very powerful, that we will use intensively. So you will have exercises with that software that will use mathematics in a dynamic way. Okay. So it's important for us to give the objectives very quickly. So, for example, you see again the chapters. Then you can click, for example, on chapter 1 and see, okay, the student is supposed to be able to do and to understand that point, another point, and then you have a list with every objectives. So he can realize what is expected. Okay. Then he can, of course, have a test and see if he's really able to do so. So, for example, if you go to the chapter 5, test 1 for the chapter 1, then you can have the first question: what is sensitive to marginal data? Is it more the mean, the median, the mode, or something else? Then let's say that you have, unfortunately, the wrong answer. You say the median. No, that is the mean. Why? Because then you have all the theory that you need to be convinced that the right answer is the mean. Then you can, of course, go again to the chapter for the part of the chapter that is concerned, and so on. So the test, as you see, we hope that it will be for every smartphone, so it's easy to do these tests in the bus during at every moment, of course. So that is the test part, and it's easy to see if the chapter 1 is already known or not, and then you go directly to to what is important for you. Okay, so you have different kind of tests. Of course, you can use a GeoGebra figure. I will show you one later on. Then you have several questions, exercise with drills, and so on. Okay, that is important. As you see with the graphical quality, we will do our best to make that smart. And of course you need the content. Okay, it's very important for us to have a printable version for everything, so that you can study with the screens, but also with papers. We'll use videos again, text, HTML, figures with GeoGebra. So many different ways to learn mathematics. Okay. So PDF, for example, you can have a hyperlink, then see what is the timeline of statistics, then focus on different points here. You can also have, as I said, GeoGebra figures. You see again the mean, the mode, the median. And what is very interesting with GeoGebra figures is that everything is dynamic. Okay, so for example, it's not the case here because it's a PDF, so I don't have the opportunity to show you, but you can imagine that if I pick up a point here, then I can move and everything will be updated correctly. So you will have the red line for, in that case, the mode that will move or not. You can see that indeed, if I take that point, that is a bit, yes, that's a marginal point, that if you move that point, that the mean will move more than the other parameters, okay? And also the table with the numerical values will change. So, so you see also everything will be personalized, so that we hope that every student will have the possibility to see with the different tests where he is in the chapter, if it's good enough or not, so he can evaluate himself and have a history of everything he has done. And for us, of course, it's important to see for every student where he is, what is the level, so that we can see with him, see if he needs some live session. Okay, about live session, it's very important to say that it's a team, of course. So with that team, so you see Jean-Baptiste, Cristobal, Emilie and Jean-Baptiste, it was very important to ask the other teachers to know what they need about mathematics, okay? And it's very important for us to have that part that is applied mathematics, okay? Our background, Jean-Baptiste is civil engineer, myself too, Emilie is physicist, and so it's important to have application to show mathematics that are useful for something, okay? Then you see that, of course, you have the students with the possibility to go to internet and to have the online course, but also to have a lot of interaction, we hope so, with the team of math. Okay. Any questions? Okay, do I have any knowledge in online courses? So I will emphasize what Valérie was saying before. So it's a big opportunity for us, and one of these opportunities is to, for myself, I suppose for Jean-Baptiste and Emilie, to become able to have these online courses. Yes. Okay. I hope so. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, so that's yes, the question. So the Belgian students will benefit or not of these online courses. Okay, will have a benefit of that. Of course, that's another opportunity to make these online courses also available for them. That's another way to study what I will give here in the classroom immediately. Then they have the possibility to see videos and to see that at home. Of course, yes. So it's important to have this basic knowledge in mathematics. You know, I see that in the campus of a data center you don't have mathematician, yeah? But of course it's very important to speak that language. Mathematics is a language to be able to share, to understand basic things, and it's very important to have this basic knowledge. So yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, and to be able to have some interpretation when you see frequency distribution, the flow chart, and so on. So every graphic needs maths. Yeah. Okay, thank you again.